Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give us a few minutes, let everybody come on in, and we will get started.
Your camera's not on.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
John, I think they're ready to get this money. It's 6:01 and just about 19, 20 people here.
They ready. They ready.
Hmm.
Knew just what to say. Now I found out today that all the words had slipped away. But I know there's always a chance. A tiny spark will remain, yeah. And sparks turn into flames. And love can burn once again. But I know whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there.
You don't hear no music like that anymore.
You don't.
No. You're talking about being nowhere.
That's music.
Yep. Call me and I'll be there. Now you got to text people about 5, 6 times.
That's one of my karaoke go-to songs.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know people were still into karaoke.
Oh yeah. Whole group of people out here. That's what we do.
Yeah, all right. John, when you want to get started?
They're still coming in, so let's give it one more minute.
Okay. What about this next one? See if anybody
Hello.
remembers this one.
Boy.
This is one of my favorite songs.
Rubber Band Man.
Hand me down a walking cane, hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, rubber band man. You've never heard a sound like a rubber band man. You're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam.
What kind of dance were they doing to that?
Everything he does.
They actually had like those big rubber bands, almost like the workout things, and they were dancing with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I saw this short fat guy stretch a band between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard 'cause the band got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the band. Oh, never heard a
And
right,
you're making me
Janice.
date myself now. I
Okay,
took
John,
my
it's
first girl.
6:05, man.
I took my first girlfriend to concert to go see them.
Yeah, you are dating yourself. All right, John, 6:05.
All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're excited that you guys have come to join us today. This is our capital readiness program. We're going to teach you and get you ready for funding. Make sure you are prepared. It's not just enough to say, "Hey, I need some money," but you got to really make sure you have all your ducks in a row and you truly have a clear plan as to what you're going to do with the funding that you get.
Come on.
So we always want to make sure that we are ready for that. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to get you ready for that funding. So I'm gonna go ahead, Mark, and let you get started. I think you had a
All
few things
right.
you want to say.
Yeah, I just want to go through just a short presentation of what's going to go on over on the next 8 weeks. You know, you're going to have 8 weeks of guided capital readiness training, a lot of different topics, very powerful session, but we are going to want you to have deliverables. You know, we're going to want you to come out of this thing with a few things. So you over here on the right, you can see who it's for. Eventually, you're going to start needing money. I don't know, you may need it right now, but if you get a contract, sometimes a contract can be the kiss of death because the contract may be they pay you in 60 days, but you got to pay your staff every 2 weeks or things like that. So you are going to need funding. So, John, can you mute Edmund? All right, I can't mute anybody. So we're talking about from idea to fundable. You have a great idea. How do you put it together? How do you get it funded? So we want you to get prepared. John just talked about get the funding and then grow. And then we also, part of getting funded is starting to connect to different financial institutions and other areas of lending so you develop a good network. So when you get through with this series, 8 sessions, you're going to have a capital readiness package. That means your financials are going to be together, your one sheet, all the things you need to go to a funder and say, hey, I need capital. Usage of fund statement. You're going to understand a funding strategy. You're not just going to go out and get funded. All money's not good money. You're going to find that out today. You understand how to talk about your business, how to pitch your business to a lender, because you got to understand that when you meet with a banker or a loan officer, you're pitching your business to him or her, and they have to pitch it to their board. So the better pitch you do to them, the better pitch they can do to their board or the people that actually make the decisions, the underwriter or whoever it is. But we want you to understand your numbers so when they say your profit and loss statement, you know what it means. We want you to have, as John mentioned earlier, a capital use plan. What are you going to do with the money? All right. They'd like to hear a great story about what you're going to do with it. We're going to help you prepare that. And then we're going to give you the confidence that you can walk in strongly and say, I need $50,000 and this is why. This is my paperwork and things like that. So the 8 sessions you're going to be going through from idea to fundable, just getting your mindset right and just funding basics. Okay. Knowing your money machine. How are you making money? Knowing your numbers. What is your profit and loss statement? Net profit, things like that. Fix your financial foundation. We have credit people that work with the Urban League. So if you need help with that, we can refer you to them. They can help get your credit right, and then you can improve your credit. Okay, because the lower your credit score is, the higher interest rate. You can get funded, but it's going to be at a higher interest rate. Finding the right money, as I mentioned earlier, all money's not good money. So you got to find the right money for your business and your situation. So we're going to help you build the blueprint so you know what to look for that's out there. Because as soon as you open up yourself up for funding, you're getting all kind of calls in Texas. And then telling your story that gets funded. What do you talk about when you sit down with someone? Little things like saying that you and your husband or you and your partner are partners in your LLC. you don't realize that anybody that's over 17% ownership has to turn in their financial paperwork as well. And if their credit score is 500, yours is 800, they're going to base the loan on the 500 credit score. So you got to know how to talk about your business. And stepping into the money, you got everything straight. Where do you go to find it? That's going to be our last session. And all these are done by our subject matter experts, and some people we're pulling in to answer direct questions. So the next step, if you come into the program, one of the first things you got to do is a health assessment where you're going to have to just kind of grade yourself on your business. What are the areas you need assistance with? What areas you are good at? What areas you're not that good at? That helps us learn to make sure we have the right workshops and the right coaches for you. We have one-on-one coaching available for you. And once you do the health assessment, our coaches are going to meet with you to review it, try to set a plan, what we call a strategic development plan, and then you'll be on your way. But one thing we want you to do is attend the training. And you're going to develop a plan for funding, whether you're ready for it now or you're going to be ready for it in the future. And I think that may be it, John. Any questions about anything that I put out there just over the last few minutes? All right, doesn't look like anybody has any questions. So everybody that's registered and attended today will receive the health assessment. And with that, you will be able to let us know how your business is doing today. It's not pass or fail, just answer the questions. All right, John.
All righty. All right, right.
So if there's no questions for me, I'm going to bow out here. You know, I like seeing a lot of people are in our other programs too, John. I'm looking at the names, so this is kind of cool. So, anyways, I'll see you guys later, and I'll let John do it. John, you got up the Cobb networking business. Oh, you're bringing that up on purpose?
I'm doing it on purpose.
All right. Okay.
What screen do you see?
I see your presenter screen. I don't see the whole display. There you go. That's the right screen.
All righty. Good. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. So before we get started, I did want to mention this Thursday, Thursday the 9th, we have an event at the Epicenter in Cobb County, Austell, Georgia. You do not have to be a business in Cobb to come to this event. It's going to be a great opportunity to network. We're going to be talking about the state of small business in Cobb, but we're going to also be talking about the state of a small business in general. We're going to have some great, we're going to have a panel discussion. And then we're going to have some of the different elected officials out there. So it's going to be a great opportunity to connect, to meet people, and to get some great knowledge and information. So would love to have you there. So I just wanted to put that up just to let you know what's going on. All right, so before we get started, we're gonna play a little game. All right, I need you guys to be interactive. For those who know me, know that I love interaction. So I need you guys to speak up and talk and be a part of the training with me, okay? Sound like a plan?
Yes. Yes.
All righty. So we're gonna play a little game before we get started. So tonight we're gonna be talking about business credit. Um, Before we start talking about being capital ready and wanting that funding, we got to make sure that credit is where it needs to be and that we're working on getting the credit where it wants to be. So we're going to talk about credit tonight. So let's play a little game before we get started. All right, so here's what we're going to do to play the game. It's called credit or cap. So if we like what they're doing or we agree with what they're doing, then we're going to call that credit. A smart move. Good idea. If we don't like it, we think it's risky or bad, we're going to call it cap. And then, of course, we're going to have to explain why you think that, okay? Everybody with me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so the first
Yes.
one. A business owner has a 750 personal credit score, but constantly overdraws their business bank account.
Cap.
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 Oh, why do we think that's cap? Got a
I
750
say credit.
score.
He keep overdrafting. That bank account is gonna start looking kind of weird after a while.
Okay, so what are you saying? You saying that it's not just enough to have the 750 score?
No,
No,
it's not just
no,
enough.
it's not just enough.
All right,
Yeah,
okay, good, good,
like a
good. All right.
risky
That
borrower.
it, huh?
He looks like a risky borrower.
Absolutely, absolutely. So he might be good at paying the bills, but at the same time, he might be questionable as to how he's managing the business. So again, we don't want to overdraft because they're going to want to look at bank statements. They're going to want to look at other things outside of just your credit score. So we got to be conscious of that. So good, good job, good job. All right, the next one. A business owner pays all their bills on time, but has no business credit profile established.
It still be
Cap.
So is that credit or cap?
Cap.
Cap.
still could be cap
Cap.
Cap.
All right, somebody tell me why.
because
There's
I've
no history.
learned that. Um,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just about to say what you said. He has no business history.
Mhm.
You still have to have the business history profile established. Just paying the bills on time. It depends on what bills he's paying. May not even mean anything.
Correct. It's gotta count. It doesn't count if it's not hitting those bureaus, it does
Hmm.
not count. So if it's not, you don't have the business credit established, it's not helping. So we got to make sure it counts for it to help. All right, so that's cap-ish.
That's cute. That's cute.
Cap-ish, a little risky. Uh-oh, please mute for me if you're not talking. All right, so next question. All right. Lenders look at cash flow, but not just your business. Lenders look at cash flow, but not just your business idea. So is that kind of like a true or false? Do we think that's credit or cap?
Credit.
Credit.
Why is that?
Because they're looking to make sure that you can meet your obligations by the cash flow that's coming into your business as what you're projecting that you need the cash for.
I don't know. Sometimes y'all call me, boy. Y'all be having them long, long stories about your business idea. Long stories. All right. That is true. That is credit. They are going to look. They want to see the money. They want to know. They want to see the money. Show me the money. All right. A business owner makes 15,000 monthly revenue, but cannot explain their monthly expenses.
Cap.
So the
Cap.
money's coming in, but they can't quite explain their expenses.
It's definitely going to be considered cap.
I would say cap.
Uh-huh. All right. That is definitely cap. We have to be able to explain our expenses. We have to know what's going on. It's not just enough to bring in a lot of money or to bring in a good amount of money. We got to be able to explain how it went out the door, how it was paid out. So that way because again, you can be bringing in 15,000, but your expenses could be 14,500,
Hmm.
which means you really only had a net profit of $500 a month. So that's not going to help anybody. So you got to be able to explain what's going out the door, what those expenses are. Absolutely. All right. A business owner has low revenue, but excellent bookkeeping, strong personal credit, and a clean tax record.
Credit.
Credit.
Credit. I would definitely say credit.
All right. We like this person, huh?
Hmm.
Sounds like me.
Okay. Definitely credit. Um, Just because you don't have a lot of money does not mean you can't make sure everything is very clear, concise, and that you can explain it. If it makes sense and you can explain it and everything looks good and clean, then that's always going to be a positive thing. So we want to be able to make sure we can explain our numbers, understand that credit, and explain what's going on. So very good. All right. A business owner uses personal credit cards for business expenses, but pays them consistently and keeps good records. Keeps records.
That could be capish.
Cap-ish, you think, okay?
I'll say credit only because sometimes starting out, if you trying to establish some credit or you need to use credit for it, then you have no choice but to use your personal credit card. And
Hmm.
as long as you record it and later on maybe you can recoup it from the business because you kept good records.
Okay. Good point. Good point.
Lenders see it a little different though.
All right.
Oh.
It depends.
Mhm.
It depends. It depends. Like you said, the key component though, like they said and like she said, is the good records. If you can track it and it makes sense of what you did and how you did it, and you can track it how you did it, that's where it really depends. If you're tracking it, they may not love it, but they can respect the fact that you're tracking it properly.
Mhm.
So that's really the key is if you're doing something like that because you have no choice, just track it, make sure you keep all your expenses, keep your receipts and keep a good spreadsheet to where you can explain what everything is and what you're doing. So it may not be perfect, but it's better than just doing it and having no records.
Right.
Because sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do. So we want at least want to make sure we track it and keep good record keeping for it. All right, just a few more left. A business owner shows strong sales deposits, but transfers money consistently between personal and business accounts.
Capish.
Cap.
Yes. Capish.
Catfish.
Capish.
Okay. That is cap. Um, we should pay if we're gonna pay ourselves, we pay ourselves, but let's not do it back and forth, back and forth. That's really the key component that makes it not so great. We don't want to continuously do it back and forth on a constant basis because then that means you're not really clear on what you're doing or you're not showing them that you know how much or what you're doing. So you're just grabbing and putting it back, grabbing, putting it back without a good consistency and something that makes sense. All right, revenue and profit are basically the same thing. They're the same thing.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
That's cap. That is definitely cap. You want caffeine. Definitely not.
Very, very cap. That is cap. Revenue is definitely not the same as profit. You can
Mhm.
sit there and say, well, I'm $1 million in revenue and I bring in over 1 million in revenue. And that's like, oh, that sounds wonderful. What's your net profit? Well, 50,000. Uh-huh. Not quite the same. Not quite the same. All right, a business owner avoids paying themselves, so the business bank balance always looks strong.
Cap.
So they're not paying themselves because they want it to look good.
That's still cap.
Yeah.
Capish.
That's
Yeah.
still capish.
Catfish.
Mhm.
That is cap. Eventually, you're gonna pay yourself, or eventually, you're gonna have some problems because your personal stuff's gonna start going bad if you're not
That's
paying yourself. So it might look good for a short term, but in the long term, it's gonna cause a problem. And they know that. They're gonna say, "Well, where's your income? Where's your payment, your salary?" And well, I don't pay myself. Oh yeah, okay, that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. All right. A business owner has average credit, but strong cash flow, organized financial statements, and consistent revenue.
Credit.
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 Hmm.
All right, that is credit. Good, good, good. Just because it may not be the best credit score, but as long as they are, again, tracking what they're doing and keeping everything organized, that's really the key component that's going to help them. Because if it's not perfect, then at least we can explain everything that we're doing and it makes sense to what we're doing. All right, so we got one last one. It's a bonus. Business owner deposits 20,000 monthly into their business account, but also gambles regularly from the same account. Got a little bit of a gambling thing. Uh-oh.
Oh
Hmm.
no. Risk.
Uh-oh.
Risk.
What? Me got all these little these online gambling, you got all these different sites and all that stuff. So you never know. They just, you know, they knew the Knicks were gonna do well. They knew the Knicks were gonna do well. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Yes, that is cap. That is risky. If they see that gambling or something like that, then you might have a great day of gambling today, but tomorrow it may not be so good. So that's definitely can be a problem. Definitely can be a problem. All right, good job. Y'all did really good, really good. All right, now I seem like I only heard the same people talking. So now y'all do know I will call y'all out. So I need some more people being interactive because I'll pick on you. I'll pick you out. Y'all, if you don't know me already, that's how I do. So let me stop sharing and then I'm gonna switch out. Give me just a second. And let me see if I got any new people. Got a few more that need to be let speak. Sorry about that.
Yeah, for
Um,
some reason I can't control anything, man. So I was gonna let him in, but I can't do anything. So must be the way I logged in.
yeah. Well, all right, I got a question. Who's got their hand raised?
Monique
Monique.
Poole had her hand raised, but she took it down.
My apologies.
Oh, okay.
All righty. All right, so let's get into the actual training for the evening. All right, give me just a second to pull this up.
I can't mute anybody either, John. I can't do anything. So
That's all right. Mr. Edmond. Mr. Edmond.
Yeah,
You got a lot of noise behind you, sir, so please mute unless you're ready to talk, okay?
I was muted. I was muted. I just unmuted myself.
Yeah, I muted you.
Okay, I was muted. Yeah, because okay, I see. All
I
right.
did it. It was me. I
Okay.
did it. I muted you. You got a little noise in the background.
Okay.
So just mute until you're ready to talk, sir.
Okay, no problem.
I appreciate you. All right, so let's dive in. Let's dive in. Let's talk about understanding those business and personal credit. Let's jump into this and see what's going on. All right. So we all know, like we talked about a little bit before, you can have the best idea in the world and it can be amazing, but lenders, investors, funders, I mean, yeah, the idea is important, but most importantly, they want to know, and what's that one thing they want to know more than anything else that they're going to be concerned about? Someone tell me.
Return on investment?
Do you pay your bills?
Return on investment. Do you pay your bills? Absolutely. Can you pay me back?
Right.
Am I going to get paid back? And you can tell them all day long about how phenomenal this idea is, and they're going to be like, that's great. But you got to be able to show me how you're going to pay me back. And so when we're thinking about that, your credit is the language that tells them whether or not you have a history of being able to do that. So that's really what we want to do. We want to make sure that we focused in and we're working on our credit to make sure that we're ready for that. All right. So let's talk about the difference between the personal and the business credit so we can get a good understanding of what's going on. And again, you got some of y'all may already know a lot of this, so we're just gonna dive into it. Two separate financial identities, of course. We got our personal credit, which is this tied to our social security number. Then we got our business credit that's going to be tied to our EIN. So the one I always say is the business credit needs to be built the same way you built your personal credit. You're going to have to come now. We're going to start building on that business credit. And until the business credit is strong enough to stand on its own two legs, your personal credit will be a part of that process. Sometimes people really don't understand that. They don't understand or don't realize that in the business world, they're still going to be looking at your personal credit. So that's so important that we continue to focus in on our personal credit until the business credit is strong enough and has enough trade lines, enough history that they don't need to look at your personal. All right, so our personal credit versus business credit. Again, like I said, it's tied to the social versus the EIN. Looking at our personal credit, our personal purchases versus business purchases. Again, it's responsibility of the individual. Then again, responsibility of the business entity. And again, it's going to be used when we're starting out. And then, like I said before, once we've established and we're scaling, and then we'll be able to use that business credit. All right. So when we're thinking about the credit score, we all know these are some of the different levels of scores. What's poor, what's fair, what's good, what's excellent. And then we think about they're going to be looking at 35% of our payment history is going to be 35% of what they're looking at as our payment history. Credit utilization is about 30%. Length of history on the accounts, 15%. And then, of course, our new credit, 10%. So that's what they're going to be looking at as far as when they're kind of guiding and gauging your credit and how it's going to weigh in on that score. All right. So then we're thinking about our business credit. We're looking at that Dun& Bradstreet's Paydex score breakdown. We're thinking about how does that work? So when we think about our Paydex score, we have 80 to 100 is considered an excellent score. 70, 79 is good, but may have had a few slow payments. 50 to 69 is moderate. And then of course below 60 is you're definitely going to be a high risk person. So when we think about that Dun & Bradstreet, we want to be 80 or above is what they're going to be looking at. Any questions on that so far? Making sense to everybody?
Yes. Makes sense.
All right. So let's dive into what these lenders are going to be looking at. All right, the 5 C's of credit. Somebody read that first C for me.
Character,
Character,
payment history, reliability, financial behavior over time.
All right. So when we think about our character, we're thinking about what have you done in the past? How have you made your payments? Things like that. Are you reliable? Somebody read that next one for me.
Capacity, revenue, cash flow, and your demonstrated ability to repay.
Exactly. Do you have the capacity to pay this loan back? All right, next one.
Capital, your own money invested, skin in the game, signals commitment.
All right. How much are you putting into your business? If you're not willing to put anything into your business, why in the world would I want to put anything into your business? So, how much capital do you have? Next one.
Collateral, assets, equipment, or property that can back the loan.
Absolutely. There are sometimes, depending upon what type of loan, they're definitely going to be looking at what's the collateral for that loan. And then the last one.
Conditions in which you operate, which is the economy, macro and micro, the environment, as well as industry climate.
Absolutely. Conditions. What's going on? What's going on in your industry? What's going on in the economic climate? What's going on in the political climate? What could possibly affect your business that I have to worry about or that I have to concern myself with? So that's when we're thinking about conditions. So who can tell me which one of these five is most important?
You know, that ain't gonna stand up on your head.
What?
You got a different hair texture.
Capacity.
I
So
want
you
to say
think you think capacity is number one?
Mm-hmm.
character.
Collateral.
Character.
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 Character. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we think character is number one. Some people say capacity. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I would say
Capital is also very important, how much you have in the game.
Gotcha. All right. I see
so.
some people in the chat. I hope y'all can jump off mute and speak because I have a hard time doing the training and reading the chat. So please, if you can, jump out. Okay, I do see a collateral, a lot of characters, and this is what I see. I see all the above. All are important. That is the answer. All five are very critical. So just because you have a 750 score, but you have no money, you will still be declined. Or if you have $100,000 in your account, but your score is 550, you will still be declined. So all of these are each one of these is equally important. They want to see a complete balance of all five. So no one is better than the other. So you can't say, well, it's okay because, I'm showing a lot of income. I'm showing that I can pay them back, but I don't have a lot of money in my account and my credit is not so great. My score is not so good. So, but I can show them that I can pay them back. They want to see all of it. So actually, they're all equally as important. So all equally important. So I think I saw a few people who did say that. Absolutely. All right. Lenders invest in your financial behavior. So they're thinking, has this person demonstrated that they can manage money responsibly? So it all goes back to how are you managing your money? How are you handling the money? Because the worst thing in the world, and I think we all can relate to this as just anybody. If I came to you and I said I need to borrow $1,000 from you, and because I'm a good friend, you gave it to me, right? What would be the most frustrating thing if I came and borrowed this $1,000 from you, and I explained what I'm going to do with it, and I showed you that why I needed it. But what would really irritate you about me, or what if I came back maybe next month and said, "Hey, can I borrow another 1,000?" How would that affect you?
Well, I'd want to see what you did with the first 1,000.
Absolutely.
Did you
And
pay
why are you
back the
back?
first 1,000?
Well, I can't pay it back because I'm already asking for more.
No, absolutely not.
So the key component is always, if I'm going to give you this money, are you going to do something positive with it? I don't want to just give you money because you're drowning and sinking. I give you the money just to put you back at level terms.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you money because you're going to be able to do something with it. And I want you to be able to take this money and grow and scale your business with this money that I'm giving you, not just to say, hey, I got to pay my rent. I am in trouble. I am drowning over here. Please help me. I'm drowning. Lenders don't want to hear that. That's not what they're there for. So that's what I want you to think about when you're thinking about that. All right. What are the mistakes that kill approval chances? Let's talk about some mistakes. All right. So somebody give me read one of these habits that can hurt you the most. Read that first one for me.
Mixing personal and business finances. Blending funds destroys your business identity and makes it nearly impossible to demonstrate business cash flow.
Absolutely. We cannot do that. We've got to keep it separate. Keep it separate. All right, what's that next one?
Maxing out credit cards, high utilization signals financial distress, lenders notice, keep balances below 30% always.
Absolutely. When you max out credit cards, it seems like you're desperate. It looks desperate. And so they see that and they say, this person's desperate. So if they're maxing these credit cards out, then as soon as I give them this money, all they're going to do is probably use it to pay off the credit cards, but actually not really put the money toward the business. All right, what's that next one?
Late payment and unresolved collections. These are red flags that stick to your record and tell lenders you're a risk they don't want to take.
Absolutely. We got to make sure we all know that is the worst thing we can do is have those late payments. Those late payments, collections, things like that. We have to get that cleaned up way before we ever want to go talk to that lender. Got to get that resolved. All right, what's that next one?
Applying for too much credit at once. Multiple hard inquiries in a short window signal desperation, not strategy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can't be, again, it looks desperate. So it looks like we don't know what we're doing. We don't really have a true plan of how we're going to spend this money or what we're going to do to make this money grow the business. All right. What's that last one?
No business bank account or financial records. Says no bookkeeping, no statements, no credibility. Lenders can't fund what they can't see.
Absolutely. If you don't really have your financial records in order, you might as well not even waste your time because they are not paying attention. You all you're doing is just chit-chatting with that banker or that lender because they already got the no is already building in their mouth. So we got to have that stuff, the accurate records. Everything has to be in order to where it can make sense to them. I mean, they're already saying no before you even finish your statement. All right, so building business credit step by step. It's not going to build itself. We got to build it up. We got to do the work to get it where we want it to be. All right, so um, when we think about building it up, of course, we want to make sure we register the business. We want to make sure we have the LLC or corporation we're set up. We want to make sure we have our EIN number in place, all those things. That's first and foremost. Got to have that business bank account. That's critical that we have a separate account for our business. And then if we have like a product where we're going to be working with vendors, we want to make sure that we created that those vendor trade accounts and things in place that we can be using that to set up so we can already start building that credit history with the vendors.
Hey man, I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about, a lot of businesses are also starting nonprofits. Does this same thing work with a nonprofit, opening a business bank account and things like that? Are the same rules apply?
The same rules are going to apply. You're not going to really be at a bank for a lender, but people are not going to donate or give you money if your records don't look proper. If it
Okay.
doesn't seem like it's making sense, if you can't show them your records, you can't show them how you're spending the money, then they're not going to want to make large donations to you. They're not going to want to give you that grant because a grant is a funder for a grant is going to want to see details as well. A lot of grants, we think of free money, but really are grants as free as we think they are? What do y'all think?
No.
So,
They are not because a lot of times grants, they're going to tell you how they want you to spend the money. They'll give it to you, but they're going to tell you what they want you to do with it. or they're going to want to see reports and and documentation showing how you spent the money. So that's really a key component. You got to remember, I mean, it might be you don't have to pay it back, but they're gonna want some detail of how you used it and what you did with it and how you spent it. So it's very critical that we continue to show that type of documentation for a nonprofit as well. Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. All right. So we're thinking about that, building that track record. We want to make sure we're paying our bills on time every time. We got to make sure we do that. It's so critical that we make that payment on time. I remember when I was young, I was like, look, I gave it to you 30 days, you're getting it within 30 days. What does it matter whether it was on the actual due date? It's still 30 days. You got your money. What are you talking about? But
I
that's
have,
not quite the way we want to think.
I have another question, man, about this. A lot of your bills now you can set up auto pay. Do you recommend that people do the auto pay or still pay it on their own?
I would recommend you do the auto pay, but of course, as we do everything else, we track and we make sure that the payment went and we make sure that everything went like it was supposed to go and that they received that payment. So if you had it set up for auto payment to go out on the first, go on the first and make sure all the things went out like they were supposed to. You don't want to assume that it did, and next thing you know, you find out that they didn't get their payment. So you can use the auto pay, but just track it. Make sure it's working. Got uh Javon,
Yes,
got your
can
hand
you
raised?
explain the difference between the ACH and the auto pay and the pros and cons?
So ACH is just paying it online, like you set it up to make the payment. So if I go in and I just make the payment today, it'll go in through and then it'll pull from my bank account because I just went in and submitted the payment. It's going to pull from my bank account. It'll pull directly from the account. Usually takes about a day or so to pull. But they'll still see the payment will go off as of today, but the money probably won't leave my account until maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So that's me doing it personally. The auto pay is the same type of payment, but it's set up to where I don't have to do anything. It'll just automatically pull. It'll automatically be set to do it on the first or on the second or whatever day you set it up to pull. And normally nowadays you'll see like messages where it'll say it's scheduled to do the auto pay. You can either do the auto pay through that company itself or you can do it through your bank. Your bank, you can set up auto pays where you can pay different bills and it'll automatically go out. Or I can go to the site of that payment, like example, a car payment, and then I can go in there and just set it up to automatically pull from my bank account, once a month on the first. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Is there pros and cons, one over the other one?
Sometimes a lot of places will give you a discount and may drop a little bit of your payment price or the price if it's on auto pay.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Say that again. Oh, so a lot of times they might give you a little discount. It might be like a little 5% or 2% discount if you set it up on auto pay. Um, sometimes you may want to do it yourself because you might just want to feel more comfortable where you go in. And if you're that kind of person where you're going to track, you're looking at your account on a regular basis. And so you might just want to go in and set it up to pay it yourself online. But the auto pay is going to make your life a little easier. Sometimes, like I said, you'll get a little discount and you don't have to think about it as much. You always want to follow up, but you don't have to necessarily think about it. If you got a bad memory, that auto pay is going to save you. Sometimes we make mistakes, we get caught up, things happen, and then we forget to do it ourselves.
Thank you.
A lot of times it depends on how much you got in the account. It depends on how things are working out. Sometimes if you got, if everything's going well and you got plenty of funds in the account, then you just set up for the auto pay. Other times, you may, even though it might be due, say, on the third, You may have the funds may not come into your account until the second, so you want to just wait and make sure they're there before you make the payment. So you just do it yourself, if that makes sense. But it really just depends on what you're looking at. But auto pay is going to make your life a lot easier. And
Thank you.
so, absolutely. So, on that same thing, we always want to make sure that if we're going to monitor our bank accounts, we always want to make sure we're monitoring our credit reports. So, the same way we monitor our personal credit, we want to make sure we monitor our business credit report because you want to make sure that the things that's showing is accurate. We always want to make sure it's accurate because they can make mistakes just as simply as you can. So you always want to make sure that things are accurate. So you always want to monitor and pay attention. For example, I paid something off. I paid it off early last month, but I got a notice today saying that my payment was going to be due in a couple of days. I was like, wait a minute, I done paid that off. Why am I getting this message? So you got to make sure you pay attention before they might accidentally pull money again, even though you paid something off completely. So that's why you just want to track and pay attention and make sure you're watching your accounts, watching your credit report for things like that. All right, so let's talk about funding ready. Being ready to apply is a strategy, not a last minute scramble. A lot of people say, well, I don't think I'm ready for funding, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. That's the perfect time to start getting prepared. You want to have all the details. You want to be ready before you need something. You don't want to wait till the day you need it and then now you're running around scrambling trying to get it done or stressing. It's better to say, well, I'm not ready, but let me go ahead and start seeing what I need to do. What do I need to have prepared? How should I put all these things together? So that way, when I am ready, all I got to do is hit the button and I'm ready to go. I got my documentation ready because I've already been kind of working on it, putting it together. My credit, I've been working on my credit. So now my credit's looking good. All the things are in place so that now that I think I'm ready, or now that I see that I'm in a position where, okay, I do need some funding, everything's ready to go. We always want to do that ahead of time. Don't wait to the last minute. That's going to cause us problems. All right, so funding readiness starts before you apply. Um, so somebody read those documents you're going to need to have ready. Somebody read that for me.
Business bank statements, business and personal tax returns, profit and loss statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, business plan, ID documents, and business registration.
All right, good, good, good. So let's talk about these documents for a second. So throughout this whole capital readiness program and trainings that we're going to be doing, we will be going over these documents. We will be going over just about everything that you see here. We're going to have someone talk about business taxes. We're going to be going over profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow. Most of us are already kind of should be ready with our business plan. If not, we can help you with that. How many of you have been working on a profit and loss or have a profit and loss statement? Raise your hands for me. All right, let me see. I see three, four. Okay, all right, okay, look at that. All right. Okay, good, good, good. All right, that's not too bad. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Here again, $500. And I told this time from at high tide to almost peak high tide.
All right. Oops, did I hit the thing? Okay. How many of you have your balance sheet together? Balance sheet. Okay, got three, four. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Well, three. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. How about that cash flow statement? How many of you have your cash flow statement? Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So that's good. That's where we're glad that you guys are here to get so we can help you get these documents together, understand how these documents work. Charles, you have a question or you just still have your hand raised? Charles, you got a question or just have you still have your hand raised? Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that's why you definitely want to continue with this accelerator because we are going to teach you and we're going to be going through all these documents so that you guys can feel better and comfortable. And so let me ask this question. Let me back up. How many of you do not know what a profit and loss is? Anybody that don't know, willing to confess? No shame, no shame in the game.
Please explain.
Say that again.
I said, please explain.
Okay, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So the profit and loss is basically it's going to be able to break down how you're bringing in that revenue into your business and then how your expenses. So you're basically going to be showing, usually it's either on a quarterly, annual basis, sometimes monthly, but mostly quarterly or annually, you'll be able to show the profit that came in to the business and then the expenses that came out. So it's pretty simple, pretty, cut and dry, profit and loss. How did the money come in? And it's broken up in a few different categories of the revenue that came in, and then it's going to break down in different categories of how the expenses went out. So it's just pretty simple, but it just again, it's a simple way to show people how you made money and how you're making money.
Well, Mr. Pascal, I know that we will discuss this, but just getting started and not having anything like that in place, um, how does that fit in as far as getting all of your documents together?
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to how what it looks like and how to build one. And so remember a part of the way we do things here at the Urban League, the way we do our accelerators is we're going to teach you a class and then you can either get everything you need out of that class, or you can say, I need a little bit more detail. I need a little bit more help. That's where you're going to come to myself. You're going to come to Mark and get on some one-on-one coaching. And that way we can say, hey, I ain't want to say nothing, but I really don't have a clue of what you were saying with that profit and loss. I didn't get it. I'm not a numbers person. So I didn't want to say it out loud in the class, but I need a little help. And that's where that one-on-one coaching that we're going to do with you is going to be able to help break that down for you. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes, thank
So
you.
so everything we do here, you're gonna have the training at night, but you can jump on my calendar, Mark's calendar, and we're gonna work with you to help get you to where you need to be. And the class is just a way so that you can get the information, but you can always come after class and talk to the teacher. And then when we bring in the tax professionals, when we bring in other people, the budgeting, things like that, you can schedule, through Mark or myself, we can schedule time for you to work with them as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's like all state. Hey, Jad, I wanted you to take a few minutes. A lot of people know you as a coach for the Urban League, but you have a particular body of knowledge that you had before you came to the Urban League. Could you talk about what you did prior to coming to the Urban League just for a few minutes?
Yes, I worked for a bank. I was a branch manager at a bank for many, many, many years. And a part of what I did also as not only being the branch manager, but I used to do trainings and I would teach the business bankers. So that was one of the jobs that I had out other than just being a branch manager, is we would do trainings for our business bankers, understanding what the business owners were, just kind of helping them so where they could do better and work better with the business owners. And so one of the things I always say is that when you're going to when you want to go to talk to a bank, whether it be just to open an account, get started with the credit card, go to a branch that has a business banker. Don't just go to the branch you normally go to and talk to Karen or talk to Frank because you talk to them all the time. Go in and ask them, hey, which branch has a business banker? Because now Karen and Frank, they want your business. So they're going to try and keep you to stay with them, but they're not going to always have the best knowledge and the best understanding to help you. And so you want to go to a branch that has a business banker so you can build that relationship with them. So you're going to start out opening your business account with a business banker, getting to know them, they get to know you. So that way, when you are ready for a loan, you're ready for funding, they can be your champion because you don't get to talk to the underwriters. You don't get to talk to the person who makes the final decision on your approval. That business banker does. So when it's time to defend you, fight for you, you need someone who knows you and cares enough to fight for you. Because if they don't, they'll say, oh, well, it's declined. Okay, sorry. And then they'll come back to you and be like, yeah, it was declined. But they didn't fight. They didn't ask enough questions. They didn't break things down or explain it because they didn't know. So, and then again, a personal banker, they want a loan because they have a loan quota as well, but they're not going to be able to answer all the questions or explain the details as a business banker would. So make sure you build that relationship so you can do that.
Hey, John, I also saw a question in here I don't know we addressed. How many small businesses are actually profitable?
When you say how many, you mean how
Yeah,
many
there's just
can,
Stephen, if you want to come off your mic and ask that question, exactly what you meant.
Hey fellas,
Uh,
how are y'all?
doing
Doing
good, doing
good.
good.
I just wanted to know. I mean, I've been in business for 4 going on 5 years, and as a small business owner, like it's extremely difficult to become profitable. So I just wanted to know what is the or well, one, what is the timetable and like what is the percentage of small businesses that are actually generating revenue that is profitable to them rather than just staying afloat?
So that's a hard question to answer, Stephen, because one, it depends on what are you doing. That's going to go into how does your what does your marketing look like? Is your marketing actually working? Um, a lot of times people don't ever, when they do a marketing campaign, they'll just do the marketing campaign, but they never actually do a analysis to determine was that worth it? Did that money, that cost analysis to determine was that marketing plan, did it work? How many clients did I get from it? It cost me $2,500 to do this whole campaign, but how much did I make from it? How many clients did I get? Was it worth it? What aspects of it did people like, don't like? So we got to do a lot of homework to determine what we're going to do to make sure we're bringing in true revenue. And then we got to always go back and say, what can I do to reduce my expenses? What do I, that's why you always want to look at your numbers because you always want to be able to go back and say, what in the world can I do to cut my cost? The
Gotcha.
same way we do in the household, we got to think about how can I cut my costs? What can I do? Do I need this ultra super package for my cable? Do I need the premium super ultra package? Do I watch all these channels that I'm paying for? So we always got to go back and think about that and say, well, you know what? I really don't. Well, maybe just go down to the basic package, or let me go down to this package. Or do I need the NFL package when it's, January, February? So think about all the things what I can do to cut my expenses. And that's why your numbers matter because if you don't see, you're not paying attention to how the profit and the revenue came in and your expenses going out, then you don't know how to cut those costs to be more profitable.
Okay,
So,
I
so there's
got
a
you.
lot of aspects that go into how, why someone is or isn't profitable.
Also too,
I,
profit
I,
can be shown on paper. Okay. We can show you profitable on paper, but a lot of time that doesn't regulate to the money in your pocket. Okay. The business can be profitable, just depending on how you're doing your documentation is as John said, there's so many different industries right now are very profitable industries. Some are, you got to work a little bit harder. So doing your coaching, you'll find out where you sit once we do the health assessment, and then we can start working with you to change that dynamic.
Okay.
So you understand. Yeah.
I
A
think
lot of you may be profitable. Go ahead. Who was
I
that?
think I think what it, sorry, Edmund Lasegbe, I think what the gentleman is asking, he wants to be able to measure his own operations to
No,
others.
yeah, we understand what he's saying, but we just
Hmm.
can't answer it like
Yeah,
that. I mean,
okay, yeah.
so I'd have to find out what industry he's in, what percentage of the market. You know, a lot of things that John said. It's a harder question to say, oh, 10% of small businesses are, because it depends on the industry that you're in. You know, sometimes the food industry is making a lot of money. Sometimes the, hotel industry. It just depends. So it's a harder question to answer. You know, I know John's a wizard and everything, and I wanted you guys to hear his background because he used to make those decisions for people. That's why I wanted him to say what it was he does. So he knows. I mean, he knows a lot of other stuff, but he does know this. Okay, so getting your
Yeah, I mean,
paperwork. Yeah,
I'm
he's
in the.
gonna be.
I was gonna say I'm in the food industry, which is extremely volatile.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're doing good. If you're doing a 35% profit margin, and most people aren't getting that anymore. It used to be, if you're in the food industry, you could do 35%, but can't right now. Especially when the chicken wings went up, and you know, I mean, there's so many factors in the food industry right now. It's really hard. It's almost project to project. We have a restaurant accelerator that Stephen, that we got starting here in a few weeks that you may want to become a part of, where we try to help people kind of diagnose a little more in depth what's going on. Maybe the menu's too big, just different costs on the menu, product costs, materials costs. We'll start helping you analyze a lot of that. So make sure you let John know or myself if you want to be a part of that. We just close it out today. We'll be doing the marketing for it.
Okay.
So maybe we can help you there. We've held the program for the last 3 years. At the end of this program, you actually can apply for a grant for $10,000. So yeah, I'm gonna put my email address in the chat, and you can send NAOGTL that. And the reason why I wanted John to say what he's gonna be leading you through this. You're going to be having different instructors or facilitators coming in, but John's going to be a lead guy. You all need to make sure each of you set an appointment with him. If you can get on his calendar, if you can't, he can kick out some stuff to me. I'll take one or two of y'all. I got my own stuff going on now. But I think he's going to be very helpful to you to understand, even on the pitching side, what do you say to a loan officer? What do you say to him? Are you confident? That's what he's talking about doing. If you have your documents in place, you're going to walk in very strong, and that's what we're here to help you do. So I think we had a good turnout tonight, John. I put a link in there on workshop evaluation. It would be very helpful if you fill that out to let us know how this is going. John, I tried to pull it into the Zoom session, but I couldn't do it for some reason. Um, but I'll send this out to everybody tomorrow. I'll just kind of evaluate how you felt about the workshop today and each of the ones that we have coming up. Let just let us know how we're doing, ways we can make changes. So, John, I'm gonna stop babbling here.
All right, so we got a few more things to do.
Oh, I thought you were done. Okay, I thought you were done. I'm sorry about that.
All right, so what are our next steps? Somebody read that first next step for me.
Next
Pull
Pull
your
your
step,
personal
personal
credit
credit.
report.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Pull your personal credit report. Visit annualcreditreport.com. It's free. Know exactly where you stand right now.
Very, very critical. All right. And then number two.
Register your business and get your EIN. If you haven't done this yet, it's step one. Your business needs its own legal and financial identity.
Is there anybody that has not done that? Anybody that's not at that level?
Me, I have not done that yet.
Okay. All right. Well, reach out to me. I can help you with that.
Thank you.
Tamil Taylor, I see you had your hand up or you raised in the chat. Did I say that right? Tamil Taylor? Okay. All right, number three.
I think it was for something. Oh, not really sure.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
I can't hear nothing. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
I just said okay. I
Oh
heard
yeah,
you
it was
say
for something. Oh,
gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. That's why you gotta speak up. I can always see the chat. So I don't really like chat to be honest with you. I like people to talk.
all right, will do.
I'm not too keen on the chat, but that's okay. All right, number three. Well, while I got
Open
you,
a
Miss Tamil,
open a dedicated business bank account. Separate your business finances immediately. This is non-negotiable for building credibility.
absolutely, absolutely. Number four.
Were you saying something to me?
I'm sorry.
I said, were you saying something to me?
I was saying you could go ahead and read that one while we were talking. I wanted you to go ahead and read that next one for me, but you can read number four if you like.
All right, set up a vendor account that reports Uline, Granger, or Quill. Get at least one account that reports to business credit bureaus. But from my understanding, people always say like you need to get three of those accounts to report. Is that true?
You need three credit lines or trade
Okay,
lines
the
is what it
credit.
is.
Okay, alrighty, all
You
right.
don't need three different companies. You just need three trade lines. Like you can get you might start out with a business credit card, then something like that. And then if you do have like maybe a small business loan or something like that, those are three trade lines.
Yeah,
That's when you really start reporting and people start paying attention.
yeah. I have no trade lines. I need to get on that. I
That's
have
okay. We
everything
can
else
work on it.
besides that.
We can work on it. That's all right.
Alrighty.
All right. Number five.
Gather your financial documents. Know where you stand before a lender does. Preparation is the difference between approval and decline.
Absolutely. So let me go back to number three. We talked about opening a business account, um, separating our business and personal. But what is something else that we can think about that we're going to do that shows people that we are serious about our business and that we are committed to our business? Tell me something else y'all can think of that's important.
John, it's something that I didn't hear you guys say that is pretty prevalent, but I don't always hear people talk about it, and that's our DUNS number.
You didn't see me talk about that?
I must have missed it. I did step away for a couple minutes, so I might have, but
See,
that's
now
one of
that hurt
the.
my feelings, Miss Nikki.
I'm
Let me
sorry. I'm
see.
so sorry. I mean, you're pretty. I will say you're very keen on knowledge and the information you put out, but um, yeah, I may have missed that.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. We talked about it.
Well, not meaning just you talking about it. I'm saying how business owners should utilize it.
Yeah, I think you just talked about the score scale.
I'm
Not
sorry, say that
anything really.
again.
Only really talked about the score scale and what our score should be. And you talked about the dang numbers. It didn't tell us everything.
Right. I didn't dive deep into it. No, I did not. I did not. No, ma'am. We just talked about the just the scoring, but I didn't dive deep into it. No, I did not do that. That's more of a something I would want you to come see me one-on-one so we can go dive deeper into it.
I just think it is another importance for
It
small
is. It's
since
very
you asked,
important.
because you asked that question on the end, that's why I said it.
It is very important. Yes, ma'am. I agree with you.
Was your
Um,
question on the end about one of the other important things? And she said the DMB number, but were you talking about business formation, whether you're a sole proprietor, LLC, or corporation?
that's very important. That's absolute because they're not going to take you serious if you're not a LLC or a corporation. They're not even going to take you serious. But what's the other thing that people are going to look at to take you serious?
Your cash
Your
flow.
website, email address.
There you go. There you go. Website, email address. We gotta go beyond that Gmail. We gotta get past that Gmail when we want people to take us serious. We gotta get that website going because what happens is people are gonna research you. And if they don't see a website or you're still using a Gmail, are they gonna think you're serious? Or are you committed that you're gonna be here for the next so many years, or you just kind of still got your toe in the water, but you ain't ready to jump in. Does that make sense?
True.
Yes.
So we gotta get past that Gmail if we're trying to be serious. So when we say I'm ready for funding, we should be past that Gmail. We should already have set it up. Our website, we should have set up our email addresses tied to our business, tied to our website, things like that, to where we show them that we're serious about what we're doing. Charles, you got a question? Charles, your hands up. All right. All right. Is that
I have a question.
hold on, let me see. I can pronounce
Oh,
it. Hold on one second. Is it
oh,
Kai Ka, Kashina? Kashina?
Shauna.
Say it again, Kashana?
Hey, Shauna. Yes.
Okay, that was close.
So, what should you use besides the Gmail? What would be the recommended? Uh,
So you can just like you when you go to set up your domain name, you'll get an email address tied to that domain name that you create. So when you go out there and create a domain for your business, it'll also give you the option to go ahead and set up an email address with that. And that domain is what you're going to use to build your website, but also that email address will be tied into that.
I have to look back and find that because I created the website. I created the email first and then the website and just tied the email and the website together.
So your email is tied, like what's your email address?
My email is a Gmail. I tied it to my website, but if I need to somehow
Yes.
change that, then I'm trying to figure out how I change that or what to change it to.
Like I said, a lot of times you can do the like I said, your domain will come with that. But also nowadays through Google, you can actually do it for fairly cheap where you can create a email address tied to your business. It's like you can purchase kind of like a similar to the domain and you can do that as well.
Yeah,
Reach out to
network,
me and we'll talk about
But
it.
network
yeah,
solutions. I created one for like $10.
yeah,
A domain
yeah,
name with my email.
you can do that. You can do that as well. You'll log into your domain account. That's something we can help you with. And as John said, in your domain account, it gives you the option of creating email addresses as many as you want for that domain. We can show you how to do that. You just have to have access to the account that you registered your domain name in. But normally you'll get an offer while you're setting it up. Do you want to have email? It's about $6 a month, but it's well worth it, as John said. But
Okay,
we can
thank
help you.
you.
We can help you with that.
I have a
Uh,
question.
yes, ma'am.
I have a website, I have an email. I just haven't like launched my website because I don't. feel confident or comfortable. I feel like I'm missing a piece. Is it possible for me to maybe chat with someone and let someone look at it just to, I may be overthinking
Absolutely.
it?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
a our one of our marketing persons, she also does
Oh, yeah.
website design, so she'll kind of walk you through what you have,
Okay.
look at it with you. So yeah, reach out to me and then I'll connect you with her so she can walk you through your website and tell you what looks good, what doesn't, and um
Okay.
but I'm gonna tell you a lot of times, and this is something that we do as business owners, we overthink.
I do it all day.
We're waiting for perfection. We're waiting. I can't launch until it's perfect. I can't do this until it's perfect. I can't do that until it's absolutely perfect. And guess what's going to be happening while you're waiting for perfection?
Opportunities are missed.
You're missing opportunities. Somebody else is going to come along with a half-hearted idea, and it's going to make you so mad when theirs is not even as intense, amazing as yours, but they already out there, they making money, they're doing well, and you're like, man, I wish if I'd have went ahead and just launched my idea, put my business out there. We've got to stop looking for perfection.
And your email is in the chat. I see one email, but I didn't know if it was yours or not.
Yeah, that was mine, John.
You see
I'll
this? Are
put
you
yours
looking
in
at
the
the
chat.
screen?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
I
put yours
am.
in the chat, John.
Mine's right there on the screen.
Okay, I got it. I see it on the screen now.
Yeah, you can either scan the QR code to get my information, my email, and my phone number. I will tell y'all the best way to reach me is through phone. I get a lot of emails, all these different organizations, whatnot. So I get a lot of junk. So sometimes emails get lost in the sauce. The best way to reach me is either call me or text me.
Okay. Okay.
I do
I'll
respond.
I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Or you can click the QR code and you just go ahead and schedule an appointment. You don't even have to wait.
Actually, I'll do that.
Do that. It's the easiest way to do it.
I have a question about choosing your bank.
Yes, sir.
So, like big brand, like what do you feel is a better avenue to get funding? Like big brands like Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or like credit unions that have a business department?
The big banks aren't going to really help you until you are probably in a position where you really don't need help. Just be
Gotcha.
honest with you. Most banks aren't going to really give you funding until you're already making really good revenue, making consistent revenue, and you're probably in a position where you don't really need money. That's when banks want to work with you. When you're already up there, you've already struggled to the top. Now they'll start calling you saying, "Hey, let's give you some money. Let's help you." They're not helping you when you're at the bottom of that hill. That's nearly not what they do. They'll give you a lot of education, they'll give you some training, they'll give you a business credit card, but they're not going to help you when you're new, when you're brand new to business. They want to see 3 years, 3 years, not just saying being in business for 3 years. They want to see 3 years of good, consistent revenue coming in. 3 years of tax returns showing a positive revenue, positive profit. That's what banks want to see before they start lending to you. Smaller credit unions, they may help you a little bit better, but CDFIs, community financial development institutions, that's ones that are going to help you as a brand fairly new to business. They work with startups. They'll give you funding as a startup.
Gotcha.
So that's what you kind of want to look at when you're thinking about funding.
Okay.
I have a question. Hello?
Yes.
I see that you say that we should pull up our personal credit score, but as
Yeah.
far as pulling up our business credit score, I have never ever attempted to do that. I don't even know if I have one. And so I did see on a slide that you can pull up your business credit score on Dun and Bradstreet, Experian Business, or Equifax Business. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, so
Yes.
Okay, so when you pull up, like if you go on to Experian Business, you're gonna log in and set, just like you're trying to get your business credit score. I've never
Correct.
tried this before. Okay.
Reach out to me and I'll do it with you. I'll walk you through.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We it's what it's what I do. It's what I do. I'm here to help.
And thank you so much because I mean, a lot of us start, and I'm just maybe I'll speak for myself, but I started a business and with no assistance. I'm kind of, you know, wading through the water. And so I just want to say I appreciate, what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. That's what the Urban League is about. That's what we're here to do. We in a lot of scenarios, we are behind the game. We are behind the ball, the eight ball. So our goal at the Urban League is to help catch you up and get you back on a fair playing field to where you have all the knowledge and all the understanding as just as everyone else does to be successful.
John,
Absolutely.
I tried to click the Q the I can't even think of the word I'm trying to use. It's not
QR.
working. Yeah, the QR code. It won't let me click it.
Shoot me a text message and then I'll send it to you directly. I'll text it to you directly.
Yeah, it worked for me. I got it to work.
Yeah, just shoot me a text and I'll send it to you directly.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that now.
Okay, dope. I know. Don't be harassing me when I'm watching this soccer match now, y'all. I'm a soccer fan now. I'm gonna be it's real soon. I'm gonna be all up in this match tonight. Even though your president trying to cheat, but I'm gonna still be watching it. I'm gonna be all up in this game tonight. But no, I still respond. I'll still respond if you need something, if you have a question. I'll send you my information. Absolutely.
What time does that game start, John?
Starts at 8 o'clock. I don't know if it's gonna actually start at 8 or if they're just gonna, they'll start the little talk about the game at 8. Then it may not start till 9, but I think it said on there, it says 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So what are your predictions?
I don't know. America's never gone this far, and I don't know. I really can't say. This guy's good. He's good. They needed him. Without him, I thought we were gonna lose for sure. But with him, I don't know. But Belgium is a pretty good team as well. So right now, you just can't say who. It's so up in the air. You never know. Portugal lost a little earlier today, and they were a favorite. Germany got kicked out. All the teams that are normal favorites getting kicked out. So you just never know. It's hard to say this right now what's going to happen, but it should be a good game. But your president wants to kind of jump in and flex. So we'll see. All right. Any
I got
questions
one.
before we close out for tonight? Again, I thank y'all so much. This is the first step. In order to get anything you want, you got to go for help. And if you're not sure, go get the help. We are free. We're not charging you for this help. Why would you not come and get this help? It makes no sense to me. Come get this help. Let us help you. Let us guide you. It can't hurt. Can't do any worse. Mark knows a good little bit. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a
know too
little.
much.
I know a little something.
I have one more question. I have one more question for y'all fellas.
Uh-huh.
So starting when I started my business, I destroyed my personal credit in pursuit of my dream,
Okay.
right? So like, and I'm working on rebuilding and getting everything together. But like, what's a baseline personal credit? So what, 650, 630? Like, what do I need
Six
to?
680.
Okay,
So again, when you're thinking about using it for your business credit, it's gonna be they're gonna want to be a little bit higher than say for your personal. Personal things may work with you. I mean, now there are companies that will work with you. Some CDFIs will work with you at like 600.
okay,
Now, your interest rate gonna be high, but they'll work with you.
gotcha.
but 680 is always going to be a good score. But as far as depending upon, you know, what caused your score to drop is really what, like a CDFI, they're not gonna be as concerned about the score as much as what happened? What's the story? What am I looking at to where they can say, well, is it because you had a whole lot of lates? Is it because you had maybe a collection a long time ago and it's still trying to work its way off your report? Or is it because you were late last week or last month? You know, that's when they're going to be like, So they're going to want to look at that report and understand what is that report telling them. Also, for everyone, please understand the Urban League. We have credit specialists as a part of our home buying program, but they will work with you no matter what. We can refer you over to them to help you build your credit back. They'll work with you to build your credit. So if that's something you need as well, just reach out and let me know, and I'll connect you. We have Eusebius is a very, very intelligent young guy, and he can help you build your credit back up and work with you on that as well. So, like I said, we got a lot of things that we could do for you here at the Urban League. So don't be shy and don't be embarrassed and don't be shamed to where you don't ask the questions that are gonna get you in a better spot. You know, Mark is mean and grouchy.
Don't be a secret business owner. This is John's book, by the way. But yeah, but he's right. This is a time for everybody to kind of open up and let us know what's going on, because I don't know if you've seen what's going on with the economy, but things are going to get tight. And you're going to want to make sure your paperwork is right. I'm going to tell you this, even if you're trying to get contracts, they're going to be looking at all of it. You know, they're going to ask you about your documents. You're going to be able to need to say, my profit and loss is boom. You know, my net income last year was this. You need to understand this stuff. So, anyways, John, great job. And so I put the link for the evaluation in the chat. Please click on it. And I will be sending out to all of you tomorrow the health assessment, so you can so we can get started working with you. But don't sleep on his coaching. It's not just John. We got a whole team of people, websites, funding, procurement, a little bit of everything. So, so we got to get to this game, John. I'm going to watch.
That's right. I gotta grab me something to eat and be ready for my game.
Yeah. All right. So, any more questions before we close it out? Or
Yes, Miss
John,
Nikki, reach out to me and I'll send you the deck. If you want the deck, you gotta reach out to me. You gotta come get it for me to send
Yes.
it to you.
Yes, sir.
hey, what I can do, John, is start posting the video.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'll post a video to YouTube and I'll send that link out to everyone. And
All right.
so
Any
anyway,
questions before we close out? Anything else before we call it a night? All
looks
right.
like
Well,
we're
thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate your time. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will chat soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Go USA.
Go
Yay.
USA.
Good night.